Oh, yeah. Always powered by coffee each and every time. That is the mighty Psycho promise. Every episode. Do you realize, ladies and gentlemen, that we are inching our way to almost 730 different episodes on this Psycho Platter channel? I'm telling you, nobody can accuse me of not having a lot of interesting content or stupid content, whichever you feel like. I know it's a very strange time as for why I'm getting on here now, because me and my executive producer, Donna Jo Cat Lady, we are going to go see Ozark Mountain Wrestling tonight. So that's why I'll be gone from about 6-ish on for the evening. But if somebody comes on, later tonight, maybe I'll pop on in. That would always be fun. Anywho, I hope everybody is doing good on this Saturday, March 16th in the afternoon here. We went through on Thursday afternoon our tornadic activities, if you will. Hopefully things around your area of the country was a lot safer. I mean, we didn't get anything, thank God, but the sirens did go off. But 20, 30 minutes later, we were given the all clear. It's like, okay. So let's see here. Before we get into anything particular, hey, it's shenanigans, ladies and gentlemen, shenanigans. She must be bored if she's watching this. I'm just teasing, dearie. Like I said, this is a short show. I'm only going to be on maybe an hour tops because I gotta go, with Donna tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Yes, I am. But new people to the Psycho Network, we have JB, Coca-Cola-holic. Yeah, Coca-Cola-holic. And Carlos. Yeah. We have all them, and that's just fine. I love when you guys trip and discover. I remember, what was it? I think it was the last broadcast or the broadcast before that. One of you guys just happened to trip on Psycho's platters. I don't mind as long as you don't sue me for getting hurt when you trip. I know, that's stupid. But, anywho. So let's see here. I don't know. I went off and, before we get into anything, I guess, I had to show this again just for laugh value. Just kidding. All right. If you guys have seen my new episode of Jukebox from Hell, good old JBH, Fleetwood Mac's Time album from October 1995, that's beautiful. If you haven't, please do. Because boy, oh boy, did I learn a bunch of stuff researching for that. Our next episode will be from 1979, Bad Publicity, which was the original title before Sinful, from the band Angel. That's right. All those fancy dressed all in white, and the holograms, and Punky's whips. If you're a Zappa fan, you'll catch that reference. And a few other ones. There must be something major going on. I only got 2 of you right now. Is there some record auction or something going on? That wouldn't surprise me. As much as Psycho could use money, and boy, could I use money. I don't want to say I'm sweating it, but it's getting close, just a little bit. And Calvin, thank you, by the way. Just throwing that out there if he's watching this. I still got to get into my account. That's the reason why I haven't said anything yet. I just found out about it this morning. Anywho, so I put this title. I always try to make goofy titles. I think it's more fun that way. So Dave Mason in the New Zoo Revue. You're like, oh, shit. Well, the truth is, Dave Mason appeared on the news. No, I'm kidding. Okay, I guess maybe we really shouldn't be surprised if some of your favorite musicians ended up on kids shows, or got started on kids shows or whatever. I mean, let's face it, okay? How do I explain this? You kind of can go off and say banana splits, if you will, go back that far. The Monkees, for some people, was considered a kids' show, even though there was a lot of adult references. But I mean, look at who the Monkees got: Frank Zappa, Tim Buckley, Liberace. I know I'm missing somebody here. I know that, what was it, Sammy Davis Jr. visited the set once. It's too bad. I don't know. I heard a rumor that there was a little bit of footage actually filmed when he visited, and I'm like, I really would almost like to see that. You know what I mean, man? Because I have one good eye, but it's on the Monkees, man. They're better than Frank and Dino any day. Who can make the sun rise? Anyways, yeah, I know, because I'm going to wrestling in about we're probably leaving in a little over an hour, and by the time we get home, it'll be between 9-10 o'clock, and I don't like starting an episode that late. I'm not Grown Man Record Night or George Borden or any of those other people, although I may guest on somebody else's stream later just for kicks. But yeah, so I mean, with the Monkees, you had guest musicians, and then of course, Banana Splits. You had basically people that sang on some of this stuff, like Barry White and Gene Pitney, and Jay Levine from Ohio Express. They all sang on some of the soundtrack that you heard on the Banana Splits. So to go from that to, well, gee, Partridge Family was kind of a family kid show too, right? But, the thing is, and this cracked me up, there was a great little book, and it was called Bubblegum is the Naked Truth by Ken Sharp. Very excellent book. I keep checking that out of the library. I do. I haven't checked it out in a few months, but the point is that I eventually want this book. Eventually, they got to put it in the Friends of the Library bookstore, and when they do, and I see it, I'm getting the damn thing. That's what I'm doing. But there was this fake article, and I got half excited for 2 seconds about the fake article because I read this thing, and I'm like, the Daisy Bang. I never heard of the Daisy Bang. It was supposed to be set around 1970, and they said it was a kids show that it was a live action kids show, and there was puppets and everything, and it was out in California. That's why it wasn't nationwide, but it was really close, and they had friends of friends, and they invited Carl Wilson and Harry Nielsen and Cass Elliot, and supposedly even a Beatle visited the set. I'm like, all right, by that point, I'm like, how come I haven't heard about this? To find out at the end, they're like, they said this was all a fantasy piece. This is total bullshit. Which that's too bad because it still would have been kind of funny. Sesame Street, not when I was a kid anyway, but I want to say 80s on, they started bringing musicians in for Sesame Street. I mean, I remember seeing, I think, one of the Chili Peppers. Wasn't it Flea? I think Flea was on. I'm going, what? I'm like, what are you guys? But you know what? I mean, there's no stigma anymore for that kind of stuff. There's not. And that's cool, just as long as they behave themselves, because it is a kid show. We don't want to see naked except for a sock in a certain area. That's right, you Chili Pepper fans got that reference. Okay. So, I said, ladies and gentlemen, Dave Mason in the New Zoo Revue. Da-da-da-da-da. I can't even remember the rest of the fucking words. Anyways, so we got 2 albums to show. Got these dirt cheap. And I talked about this one about an episode or 2 ago here, okay? And I'm glad I found it. It's a common album, okay? But the funny part about common albums is that it's not everywhere. You can't simply find it everywhere. So I only paid $2 for this. Dave Mason, It's Like You Never Left. Now, from 1973, October 73. So why did I get this? I mean, I like Dave Mason. That's besides the point. But one of the tracks has got George Harrison on guitar, otherwise known as George, son of Harry Harrison. He's on here. So's Graham Nash, and on one track, Stevie Wonder. Yeah, who would have thunk, right? But Dave Mason on this one here with his guest stars. There's other ones like Clyde King and others, and I can't remember. But basically, you'd be looking at this, except on the other side, it's Pete's name scribbled out. Hey, Pete, I understand you didn't want your album stolen, but should have been an invisible ink. All right. And then the new Zoo Revue, I already kind of gave you a hint with the way I sang badly. That was a show from 1972 to 77. Yeah, I thought it was on longer than that. I thought it was on longer than 5 years, right? But here's the thing. As goofy and hokey as that dang show was, it was pretty mostly cute and basic. But there's an outtake reel, and you can watch it on YouTube, where there's a little bit of nastiness. That's all I'm going to say. And for the blooper reel, and I'm like, oh my God. All I'm going to say is like, the frog is grinding the owl. I'm going, I'm like, oh no, and saying all kinds of nasty, rotten things. But it made me laugh because I'm like, is that what's going on behind the scenes while you're filming your favorite kids show? Maybe. Lord knows. I mean, for example, in the mid-1970s for the Shazam ISIS Hour, do you think that the dude that played Shazam and ISIS, they got it on in the camper? If you saw the Shazam show, you just got that reference. But probably, who knows? There would have been let's see, what would the kid be? Shisis? Shazamsis? I don't know. Anyways, did you know that the lady that played ISIS was at one point a soft-core porn star? It's true. Look it up. Look it up. I said softcore. Anyways, so from 1972 to 77, New Zoo Revue was a syndicated children's show. And like I said, I sang New Zoo Revue, come here for you. But yeah, so I mean, it was basic. They like all the other children's shows of the day, trying to teach moral lessons and things like that, which there's nothing wrong with that. So when I tripped on this, and this is from the first season from 1972, on Disneyland Records. Now, I'm just like, I saw this, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get this. Was I a big, huge fan of the show? No, but I'll say this. I liked it in a way, okay? To me, it was kind of, let's see, you got Freddy Frog, the troublemaker, and Mr. Owl, who liked to lick Tootsie Roll Pops, sick bastard, and Henrietta Hippo. And then Emily Joe, can't talk, and Doug. Yeah, not to be confused with my buddy Doug Fields. Anyways, so there's your front and there's your back. Now, what I thought was kind of goofy, is this a gatefold? Yes, we'll open up the gatefold, why not? But how they landed on Disneyland Records is beyond me. I mean, it's not a Disneyland property, all right? It's just the album, and it has the whole picture book in it. Yeah, it tells a story. And you can, 11-page book of full-color illustrations, as shown here. Now, hey, Mick, how you doing? Just doing a short show today. Oh, man. I hate to say it, but the inside of this book just went and, yeah. Well, when you have a 50-plus-year-old album, it's going to happen. But, Henrietta made sandwiches for Freddie to eat. Enough sandwiches to last him for weeks or years on his new job. Also, she gave him bananas. Oh, I bet she did. After sampling some herself, I also bet she did, for the circus monkeys, not to be confused with the real monkeys. Mickey, Davey, my computer. Then Charlie the Owl, remember him? He liked licking Tootsie Roll Pops. Found Freddy's report card. The future ringmaster was having troubles with his grades. No wonder he wants to run away, said Doug. This is quality television here, kids. Enthralling. Everybody wants to help Freddy catch up in his studies. Look, he's mixing up meth. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You know what's funny is I'm actually Facebook friends with the new Zoo Revue group, and once in a while I'll chitty chat with the daughter. Yeah, Doug and Emmy Joe were really married in real life, and they had a daughter. So, and they're still alive too, Doug and Emmy Joe. They sometimes do live things on Sundays. Everyone wanted to help Freddie catch up his studies. Emmy Joe helped him with history. Charlie took Freddie up into his treehouse lab and showed him how to make keyboard cookie. No, that's not right. Showed him how to make distilled water. Really? Distilled water. Of course, I already know about water, you silly frog. I mean, silly owl, insisted Freddie. After all, I'm a frog, jackass. But he was very pleased with himself just the same. I bet he was. Everybody's good at something, explained Doug. You have to go to school to find out what it is. Really? I mean, I'm pro-school, mind you, but really? I don't think you quite have to go to school to find out. I mean, you could always be street smart. I have friends that are street smart. So Freddie decided to give school another chance. After all, he said, I don't want to be the only president of the United States who doesn't know what the capital of Ohio is. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Some people in Ohio don't know what the capital of Ohio is. I'm kidding, but maybe not. Where's the ghoul when I need him? Over there. See, that's a ghoul reference, kids. One day, sometime later, Henrietta asked Doug to bring her a great many cans of paint. She painted the hippo. No, that's not right. I'm going to paint a picture, she announced. Maybe it'd be better to take a picture. See, that's a filter reference, ladies and gentlemen. This gave everybody the idea of having an art contest to decide who was the most artistic. Emily Jo would be the judge. I'm not going to lie, between you and me, even though I didn't really know about cute women, because obviously I was between 5 and 10, Emmy Jo was cute. Have that short skirt. Anyways, Henrietta wanted to do a pop art painting. So she wanted to be a hippo version of Andy Warhol, I guess. I don't know. Because it's the in thing. Like a hippo would know what an in thing is. The only in thing that a hippo would... Never mind. Doug decided to paint a picture too. Charlie was going to work with a huge blob of clay. He decided he wanted to reenact the scene in Ghost. Just kidding. Freddie was mysterious. My project is big stuff. Really big. That's what it says here. Really big. Was all he would say. From Freddie, the mysterious frog. I can't believe I got 7 of you people watching this. Thank you. You guys are wonderful. Oh, now I said it. You dropped a 5. Thanks. Anyways. Look at those. Oh, God, I was kidding. Look what's shown. Damn it. She's trying to be a hippo Andy Warhol. You can't be in there. There's already an Andy. Anyways. Can't believe I just yelled in an album. Look at those delicious lines and yummy colors. What, was this made in tasty paint? You know, it's like the stuff you can find in the sex shop. Never mind. Says Henrietta, I can already taste first prize. Well, what's first prize taste like? Is it chocolate? Is it for Henrietta, maybe no, ham has nothing to do with that. It's a pig. But, okay. Sorry, I'm being a big ham, aren't I? I'm not good at painting dogs, though, said Doug, but I am good at painting spots on dogs. No, I'm kidding. I'm just spots. That's how the 101 Dalmatians was made. True story. Look it up on Google. I have a lot of records and papers from my laboratory. Damn it! He's the one that stole some of my record collection. Hey, Charlie, you douche. From my laboratory, said Charlie. Wait, this is a record paperweight. A record paperweight. Wouldn't it be kind of odd if you went off and you melted down a bunch of records? You know, like Manavani and Bon Jovi and shit like that. and then you went off and you made this massive paperweight, which according to the Guinness World Records is a record paperweight. See what I just did? Anyways, uh-oh, here you go. This is not going to end well. Look at the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are coming. Not to be confused with the 4 horsemen. Ole Anderson, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and woo, Ric Flair. I'll shove that reference when I damn feel like. All right, where do you see the work of a real artist? Said Freddie. Boy, he's a little cocksure of himself, isn't he? I said cocksure. A few minutes later, there was a tremendous explosion from inside Freddie. No, that's not right. That flipping fog must be blowing his top, fumed Charlie, after he licked a blueberry Tootsie Roll Pop. If there's a first prize for noise, he'd be sure to win. Unfortunately, Charlie, that's incorrect, because according to the Guinness World Book of Records, it was the Who. Horton was hooked the first time he heard the Who. But the tickets were cheap. Why? Because he called it a bargain, the best he ever had. The best I knew. Yeah, anyways, look, the stupid frog got first prize. The other ones were like, what the holy hell? Fixed. Almost reminds you of certain elections, doesn't it? Anyways, everybody looked through leaves and trees to a mountain in the distance and saw 3 faces chiseled on the side of it. So this is like your new Zoo Revue Mount Rushmore. Insert 4th idiot puppet from somewhere, wherever. Everybody looked through leaves and trees to the mountain in the distance, saw 3 faces chiseled on the side of it, Charlie, Henrietta, and Freddie. What do you think? Asked Freddie. For once in my life, I'm speechless, said Charlie. Why was he speechless? Because he now had a cherry Tootsie Roll Pop in his mouth. That is not a euphemism. Anyways, when Emmy Joe gave out the awards, 4th prize. Who the hell does a 4th prize? That's almost like giving every kid a participation trophy certificate. It's only good to wipe your ass with it. All right. When Emmy Joe gave out the awards, 4th prize went to Doug and his missing dog, Spot. Well, I can tell you how the dog ended up missing. That one's an easy one. Why, you say? Because Doug used spot remover. Send all your complaints to Psycho's Platters, P.O. Box 697. When Emmy Joe... Oh, yeah, I already fucking said that already. 3rd place goes to Charlie and his record paperweight, which was melted down. Barry Manilow, Manavani, Andy Williams, and any Firestone Christmas collection that we could find. You know, I'll tell you this much. All the resale shops were happy with Charlie the Owl. 2nd place went to Henrietta's soup can. But then, unfortunately, after she won 2nd prize, she got a cease and desist from Andy Warhol. Told you shouldn't have done the soup can. And 1st place to Freddie, whose really big masterpiece left everyone both speechless and deafened, as Freddie sang on his victory lap, we will rock you. The end, ladies and gentlemen, of the new Zoo Revue. Before you say anything, yes, I know. I told you before, I was dropped on my head not once but twice, like a same jackass when I was a baby. That ain't right. Should have learned the first time, Mom. I don't understand why you let it do it. That didn't sound right either. Anywho, so that's the only final points I've got. The rest of you that didn't see this, you'll have to replay this because, yeah, the frog won because his fat debt. Okay, I don't get it, but that's all right. That's okay. Maybe they're all relatives of Kermit. Anywho. It's the new Zoo Revue with Dave Mason, too. What would Dave Mason sing on New Zoo Revue? I don't know. I think it'd be funny, like, hey, Martin, you're missing the stupidity I'm causing. I just got done telling this story. Anywho, so, no, I only need this in the morning when, like, I wake up, you know, because I'm, like, all kind of out of it. Oh my, dude, your puns are just, yeah, I know, but I deserve the bad puns. I'll take them, Mike. But, you know, I don't know. So, like I said, I really didn't have a hell of a lot. But I almost killed half an hour, didn't I? Not too bad, not too shabby. For killing a half an hour. So, what are you guys doing for St. Patrick's Day tomorrow? I'm working, unfortunately. But if I wasn't working, I would be making my infamous Reuben sandwiches. I am not a big fan of corned beef boiled cabbage. Mind you, I like coleslaw. But I will make Reuben sandwiches. I'll take my corned beef point, and before I put it in the oven, I baste it with squeezable mustard. So you can use French's, you can use Griffin's. I use either, or Walmart brand, doesn't really matter. Aldi's doesn't give a damn. So, and then you let that cook so that it seals in the juices you see, and it puts just a very light crust over that, so that when you cut it, it's gonna be real good. And then get your Thousand Island dressing, get your marbled rye. I like pumpernickel, but I don't know anybody that makes a decent brand of pumpernickel down here, unless I try to find a bakery where, I don't know, the damn bakery in Northwest Arkansas, that's one of those things that's not around too much anymore. I mean, there's tons of donut shops, but there's no bakery. But yeah, pumpernickel, or at least a marbled rye, and then go get your Thousand Island and bagged refrigerated kraut. You do not want to use the canned. You don't want to use the jarred. The little plastic bag that is in your grocer's refrigerator. Usually they put that stuff in the sliced meat and cheese section, okay? I just wish they'd only give pound bags, because there's like 2 pounds. I'm not going to go through 2 pounds for Reuben sandwiches. It's just not going to happen. So, what I think I will do is by April 2nd, I'll be leaving YouTube as a commenter. I'll delete my channel, but I'll still be watching. As Martin goes, man, stop looking for attention, buddy. Just letting anybody know who might like my former channel, why you're leaving. I'll be watching some videos, but there's no need for me to comment anymore. Big things, more important things are just ahead. Da 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 da. Anyways, am I going to be invited to the wedding? No, I can't get down to FLA. As much as I'd like to go, I have no excuse to actually go down to FLA anymore. My grandparents passed away. They lived in the Tampa St. Pete area, actually. And, see, I guessed right. Yeah, I win all week. But not from Charlie the Owl. I don't trust it. He'll pre-wick it. Well, there you go. That's a lot closer. Can you imagine if I showed up? Nobody would know. They're like, who's this idiot? Be throwing the rice at everybody. Oh, wow, dude. You'll have to let me know where in FL when you get down there. But, yeah, like I said, Tampa St. Pete, I used to have my grandma and grandpa, who I only met a handful of times. I mean, I stayed 2 weeks in, like, 1977 for, like, a summer vacation. It was, like, right around Memorial Day, you know, which was cool. That's where I saw Star Wars, was in a theater. In Tampa St. Pete, like the first weekend it premiered. I saw it down there. Got to go fish in the Gulf. Got to go to Disney World. And Epcot Center wasn't there yet. There was a big sign that said, coming in the spring of '79, Epcot Center. Those animatronic presidents were weird. You know, they should have added another wing of that to the animatronic assassins. John Wilkes Booth. And then what they could do is, you'd have one that was in both rooms, LBJ. Oh, I didn't start the fire. I still have your email. Good, okay. That'd be nice. Always appreciative. So, but yeah, animatronic presidents. Not to be confused with the Ex-Presidents, which was a rock band on TV Funhouse on SNL. Oh God, you know those and the ambiguously gay duo. And then when they go off and they would take the real voice of like the politician, and then they put something completely different. Like there'd be something really raunchy happening while the tape's going. I'm like, oh my God, all those were too funny. Yeah. Oh man. Bruce and Gary, the ambiguously gay duo. Who the voice of the ambiguously gay duo was Steve Carell and Steve Colbert. Yeah, most people don't know that one. So two Steves. TV Funhouse. Come back with my show. Oh boy. Anyways. Yeah, I know I didn't have very much to talk about right now, but like I said, I'm going to wrestling in a little while with Doncho Cat Lady. We got ringside seats. Ding ding. I'm pretty picky. If I can't get in the first two rows, I won't go. That's all there is to it. There isn't very many namers, if you will. There is some very impressive wrestlers, though. Like I said, this one's run by Ivan Warsaw, who back in 2013, 2014, if I remember correctly, WWE NXT, but he was under the name Knuckles Marsden, that's what he was. So, but he lives in Rogers area, and he's centralized out of here, which is cool. And then there's a couple people like, let's see, Damage will be here. He's part of a tag team that's in the NWA. I don't know, there's somebody else too, but it's like some minor stuff, you know. It'll be fun. I usually go there to just have fun and heckle when I can get away with it, and maybe I'll go torture Ivan Warsaw, maybe for a few minutes. You know, I'm not entirely sure, because if I remember correctly, all they did was the first 5 seasons, right? Were the only ones that the classic, the original, from 75 to 80, because the last episode with the rest of the cast was in spring of 80. I don't know. I really wish they would. Sorry. But, you know, I mean, sure that they go off and they take bits, but I'm like, I want to see the whole thing like I saw it on television. You know, that's what I want to see. I remember I watched live a bunch of SNL stuff. Seriously. I mean, I'm amazed that my parents let me watch SNL in October 75 when it debuted with George Carlin, who I didn't know at that time who George Carlin was. Of course, I'd figure out later who George Carlin was. And I remember reading in that, really, there's a good SNL book. You guys got to find it. At least it goes from like the 70s to the 90s, maybe around 2000 it stops. And they had a 7-second delay device attached just in case. But George was a good boy. Richard Pryor was a little bit, yeah, no kidding, right? Hey, listen, Martin, have a good one, okay? You have a great day. But yeah, I mean, Eddie Murphy, oh my God. I love those ones, you know, and he's the one that, him and then to a minor degree, Joe Piscopo, they're the, you know, ones that saved those seasons, really, and then you finally start getting some talent in. But yeah, could you imagine if they couldn't get Eddie Murphy? You know who was originally actually supposed to get it? This is funny, not Eddie Murphy. Robert Townsend. Robert Townsend was like the original choice, which of course, look what the career of Robert Townsend was. He only did like one movie, I think, after that. Here's how we answered the door in Mr. Robertson's neighborhood. Boys and girls, who's there? What you want? Let's see, what's the other? Velvet Jones. Velvet Jones was good. How to Be a Hoe. And what the hell was he? He was in prison. And he's like, see that dog, do he bite? Kill my landlord, C-I-L-L, my landlord. Which I was like, oh my God. And then, of course, Buckwheat's greatest hits. Looking for love, and I'm looking for love. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, when the assassination of Buckwheat happened, I just like, oh no, I've been shot. Sometimes you'll see minor characters in a movie, and that guy was you know what? That's funny because I wasn't even finished reading this. Kazurinsky, that's right. He was in a lot of bit movies, and I'm like, I know who that dude is. Yeah, Tim had a really good mind too. He would write a lot of stuff for the show, like he was a co-writer on a lot. He had himself a sharp mind. That guy did. You know, I'll tell you one that was a crazy dude. Michael O'Donoghue. Oh, God. I don't know what to say about Michael O'Donoghue. He was an original cast member, guys. And he did a handful of sketches, but he was more of a writer. And it was really out there. That's all I'm going to say about it. I think he ended up doing a pilot, too, for NBC, excuse me. And it didn't go anywhere. It's on YouTube last time I checked. Gotta run. Supper will be ready soon. Catch another time. What would it be? What would it sound if 8-inch nails were drawing? Like that. That's the part where they'd be like, and the background singing is like, ah, and I'm going, oh my God. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yes. You know, I remember National Lampoon magazine, but I don't really recall buying a lot of issues. Maybe because by the time I was like in my late teens, I don't even know if it was National Lampoon magazine around in the late 80s, because if it was, I just didn't see it on the newsstand. Because, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I was already into Playboy already. Well, I mean, you know, adult mag, okay? Because, I mean, before anybody Playboy, Sports Illustrated, yeah, I was thinking of Sports, so Playboy, Sports Illustrated, Gold Mine for my records, Rolling Stone back when the magazine was decent. Can't say that now. Yeah, I had about 5 or 6 different, not all at the same time, but magazine subscriptions. And of course, when I was a kid, I actually sent to Marvel Comics and used to get some of my comic books straight from there. And I got them like a week or two before the newsstands did. Yes, you too, sir. Yeah. Tyler, hello there. I'm just down for a little while. Thought I'd shoot the shit. So, barring anything stupid, sometime, hopefully in April, my son's coming in here to live with me. And we're going to have, he says that I got to, bring in a computer desk. I've got a gaming laptop and a brand new set of headphones that haven't been used. And he's going to let me use his computer. So maybe we finally will. I'm going to run a test when that time comes. And maybe we'll finally, ladies and gentlemen, knock on wood, finally be able to start having people back on when I'm on, on panel. I really miss having other people in on this, when I think about that kind of stuff. I was talking about beans the other day, actually, to you old schoolers here in the YouTube BC, of course, Kevin, I miss Beans, damn it. And I know it's been over a year since he's been gone. And, I have a lot of cool people, okay? A lot of cool people that guested on my streams. Tyler was one of them, actually, that guested on my stream a couple times, I think, Tyler and Dusty and Lisa and Richard Nolan and Mason and Doc Dacus and Tim Allen, and it goes on and on and on. But, I miss having that extra, the gang. I miss the gang. When I started doing YouTube, the live streams, two different people welcomed me, actually. The first one was Dickie Dolan. And so maybe some of you people might remember when it was the original foursome. It was Dickie Dolan, Herbie Lisa, Mason, and me. That's what it was. I got along with those guys. That was all hilarious, at least to me anyway. And that fell apart after a couple months. And then then I think Rage. That's how I jumped on once in a while to Rage. And then I also jumped on to Doc Dacus. And back when I used to do my streams, heck, I remember, let's see, what was it? It was me and Beans and Doc and I'm just too tired today. Jeff Kendall and somebody else too. I guess that maybe there was a rotating sixth chair, but usually it was about the same people. Like Tim would chime in or come in, or it'd be like either Tim Allen or Dolan or Mason or just anywho, or Tyler or anybody else for that matter. I loved all that stuff. So guess what? Hopefully we'll be returning to that real soon. And I'm also trying to line up for musical celebrity guests and people that were involved in the music industry, whether it be recording studio or on tour. Maybe have some interesting stories to go with things, to make things a little more colorful and interesting. But let me tell you, being that I am from, yeah, right, exactly. Then I could have you guys on. I would probably try to have I would try to have the consistent Wednesday, Saturday schedules if I'm going to be going back to that, so that at least twice a week maybe we could do this, because I'm already halfway through the season 3 of JBH here, and I'm going to take a break after I'm done with the season, and then I might take a few weeks off before I do season 4. I'm already starting to line up things for that one too. So yeah, I figured that'd be kind of cool in its own weird way. I did find out something interesting that I had a touchstone on in the last episode. I brought it up briefly, and it was that a 60s band is reuniting for the first time. I hope I got this right, but the first time since 1975. And that's The Flock. The Flock, ladies and gentlemen. They were Chicagoland area. They started out with 45s on Destination Records, jumped to Columbia Records, and they cut 2 albums, The Flock and Dinosaur Swamps, which are excellent albums if you can find those. You didn't miss it, Tyler, and yes, next season. Yeah, next season 4 will be, that one will be in there somewhere. And I'll tell you why it's going to be season 4, because the fact of the matter is I cannot seem to find my copy. I don't know where it's at. I may have to try to get one on the cheap just to have it there. once in a while I do that. I'm kind of an idiot. I will let go of things too soon and go, ah, shit, I should have hung on to it. But that's me. Oh yeah, so the flock ended up, they broke up by like about 71-ish, if I remember correctly. And then they came back together for one album on Mercury Records in 1975. I think they did like short tour in 76. And then I think they were gone by after 76. I could be wrong on that. But Jerry Smith, the bass player, has reactivated this band. Now, there isn't very many surviving members left, but I think you're going to like the other original surviving member that he got. Jerry Goodman has returned to the flock. See what I did there? Yeah, Mr. Jerry Goodman from the flock, Mahavishnu Orchestra, some of his solo stuff. Okay, he's in the band too. Now, here's another little surprise I could not believe. The drummer for the flock, former Allman Brother drummer Jamo Johnson. That's right. I'm like, what? To go from being, he's been quiet, of course, since the Allman Brothers went. But Jamo Johnson is in the flock, and I'm going, I hope they make a record. There's also another guy, Howard Levy, who he's done a bunch of session work over the last 20, 30 years. How you doing there, Fonzie? You just can't fight prejudice that way. I started reading that Henry Winkler book, by the way, the last one that he did. So I'm looking forward to that, to finishing that. But I guess I wouldn't mind meeting him someday if I get to. I don't know. I remember one time he came to do he was a speaker for, once a year they would have this golf tournament, and then they would have a dinner, and they would get a celebrity speaker. And the only one I really remember, they brought Christopher Reeve after the accident. That had to have been a little weird. I'm just going to say that much. But Henry Winkler was there for a year or two. He was a guest. But I was not going to pay, and remember, this is like mid to late 90s. I wasn't going to pay $75 just to have Din and get to meet the Fonz for a couple minutes. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't think I really had anything else. Not that I remember to bring up. Anybody want to ask me something really quick before I wind this down? Because I guess I'll probably wind it down real soon. Anybody got any questions for the good mighty Psyko? Hopefully next Saturday, around the noonish hour, hoping to make an appearance at Diggit Record Barn in Joplin, Missouri. A very short visit. If you are in that area, some of the members of the late 70s band Missouri will be there. There is going to be a new book coming out, I guess, either on the band or on Ron West, the singer. Not entirely sure. And I also heard a very strange rumor that it's possible that Missouri will be doing a short tour as an opener for Shooting Star, which also is another band, Missouri band that came out of near Kansas City, if I remember correctly. I remember when I was a teenager in the early 80s. And I know I've read since then Casey used to play out in St. Louis. Casey would play the hell out of Last Chance from Shooting Star. That was an album cut. It was not released as a single originally at the time, which I'm like, wow, but for an album cut, like I said, to me, it kind of reminded me of a Kansas slightly Yes hybrid in a way, their sound. But they put out many albums. I think I've only got like the first 3 or 4, and then I've got 1 or 2 later ones on CD. That's another one, though. You know, Van McLean, he died. Ronnie Platt came to sing for Shooting Star for a while before, because he started out up in the Chicagoland area in a band called Era, which was, I got to see that part of an act once for Era. So I guess I could say I saw Ronnie for like 20 minutes or so live. But he went from there to Shooting Star to, well, he's been in Kansas for the last 2 to 3 albums. So good for him. I like his voice too. So, but yeah, so hopefully Dig It Record Barn, Joplin, Missouri, next Saturday around noonish, hopefully. Yeah, so, and then wrestling the following Saturday. Supposed to be some bigger names coming for that one. Cannot wait to look forward to that too. They went off and released the live downtown local schedule here in Northwest Arkansas and Rogers. And I hate to say this, there's not that many that I care to go see. Now, I did get tickets for trout fishing in America again. Yes, I did. I pulled the trigger yesterday. They're free. So hopefully I'll go see Trout Fishing in America. And if you've never heard of them, go look them up on YouTube. I think you might quite like their music. They've been around since the late 70s. Yeah. They even cut an album or 2 on for Rounder Records, too. But they're originally from Texas, but they live in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. So let's see. And then the Cape Brothers are coming back. That'd be kind of cool. I just got to find some more Cape Brothers stuff to get signed, because they were nice enough to sign my albums last time. I got to talk to them for a few minutes. You know, the Cape Brothers, not only being a 70s, they've been around since the mid-70s, maybe early 70s, and they had a top 40 hit, one, Union Man, not to be confused with Western Union, but Union Man, which was a cool tune. And they'll still play that at the shows too, but for many years in the 80s and in the 90s, they both the Cape Brothers were in different touring versions of the band. Yeah, seriously. And of course, you know, Levon Helm, you know, and the Cape Brothers were definitely tight like that. And that's how I met the Cape Brothers the first time, opening for Levon Helm down here. What a strange gig Levon did, but whatever, it was still entertaining. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. We're almost in an hour anyway. I appreciate everybody that does stay and tune in or even watches in the replays. Please like and sub. That's cool. You know, I'm telling you, there's a lot of people out there I've noticed that have been watching this channel. Seriously. And I'm just like, I'm happy. I'm happy to be here for you guys. I mean, like I wasn't kidding. You guys help make this show. That's what the heck this is. It's you guys. I just happen to be the conduit. The conduit. The gateway, if you will. So, all right. Hopefully, maybe we'll have some more cooler topics to talk about. We'll shoot for Wednesday for the next episode here. Like I said, we're going to be filming this week Angel's Bad Publicity for the next Jukebox from Hell episode. Please check out the Fleetwood Mac Time one or any of the previous Jukebox from Hells. You know what's really funny? That 2 of my episodes out of the 34 that I have done, you know what the 2 most popular ones are? Harry Nilsson's Pussycat and the Osmonds' The Plan. Those ones there have the most views out of all the JBHs right now, which amazed me to no end. That it goes to show you the spectrum that I'll go. You know, I'm not afraid to try different artists. I'm not. In fact, like I said, I haven't decided if I'm going to end this season with something you guys are going to go, oh my God, or I'm going to maybe start season 4 with it. I haven't decided that yet, but you people are going to roll your eyes when you find that one out. Oh, and no, it's not Danny Bonaducci. I'll just give you that much of a hint. It is not Danny Bonaducci. All right. I love you guys. Have a great rest of the weekend. Take care. God bless. Rock on. Always power to coffee each and every time. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get a hold of me, my email, of course, all lowercase, psyko_DJ@yahoo.com. It's also in my channel description. You always can communicate with me, drop suggestions for Jukebox from Hell, mailing addresses, stuff like that. And we'll just go from there. Well, I know it is then. It's not Danny. Yeah, I know it's not Danny. Although I have heard I'll be your magician. That's scary. Oh God, it's scary. But I hope to meet Danny Bonaducci because I'll bring this damn album. He'll probably whoop me like he did Donny Osmond. All right. On that note, there's no puppy love lost there. See what I did? Oh, forget it. I love you guys. You guys put up with a lot of nonsense. I hate nonsense, but boy, I seem to spout it. All right. I love you guys. Take care and have a great day.